And she said, "Oh, no, you can't get it." He went, "No, I can't." And she went, "I can get it for you." He said, "No, you can't, love, it's still on the wall. It was in the cell here." But I think we should get more of Eddie's life as his life's gone on. He's done a real roller coaster ride, and I think if anyone's got any questions, you really should ask him, because he's very candid and he will answer anything you want to know.
Don't be shy. Any questions at all that anyone wants to ask, I'm quite capable of answering.
Okay, so we're coming on to the 60s now. That was your kind of heyday, very exciting time.
Yeah.
You had all these legitimate businesses, and you also, at that time, you bought a lot of clubs. You were running clubs in South London.
Yeah, we had a lot of nightclubs, and there was the Rainbow Club, there was the Addington Club, the Shirley Club, and before my last sentence, I had a club in Catford called J. Arthur's, where I used to have a lot of celebrities like Lonnie Donegan and people like that.
That's why we were playing his music.
They used to come up, yeah.
And these clubs, I mean, they were businesses, but did you used to be there, sort of running them, or did you have people working there for you?
Well, obviously you had people working, but yeah, it was always hands-on with me, yeah.
So when we say hands-on, if you had, say, trouble down in the club, did they call you to sort it out normally?
Yes, mainly.
Yeah. And so obviously, you know, there was a few fights and things there. Was there one big fight in one of your clubs that caused a bit of a problem?
Not in one of my clubs, but there was a big turnout in a club in Catford called Smith's, where I got shot. My friend Ron Jeffries is in that photo there, he got shot. Frank Fraser got shot. And Dickie Hart, the man who had the gun, they had two guns. We never had no guns, they had two guns. Unfortunately, they lost them. So Dickie Hart did get one that killed him.
So you were actually shot, you were shot in the leg, weren't you?
I was shot in the leg, yeah.
And you all ended up in, I think it was Whitechapel Hospital, because I've read the book, very interesting book, and none of you would talk, would you? You didn't say what had happened or how you got injured?
In them days, I never made any statement, and the people that was with me never made any statement whatsoever, and we wasn't expecting to get arrested. But they come out with a new charge called making an affray, and we all got arrested for making an affray, even though we was the victims, if you like. Not solely, but...
Did the other side give...
And we got 5 years for that.
You got 5 years?
Yeah.
Did your sentence get increased though? Was it just 5 years, do you say?
No, and then there was another charge involved with my brother for grievous bodily harm and other bits and pieces, and I got another 10 years on top for that, so I've made a sentence of 15 years. And I was shipped up to Durham prison, which was the furthest you could possibly get from London, you know, for family visits and things like that. And after a couple of months we had a mutiny at Durham prison.
Were you involved in that?
Of course I was involved. We barricaded in the Deputy Governor's office, and we was there for 2 days. So we did have certain demands, but
I think you had a phone in there, didn't you? Because you'd gone into the office, there was actually a phone line that was still working.
Yeah, that was what really helped, because Dennis Stafford knew the phone number of the Daily Mirror, and when we got into the office the phone was still on. So he ran direct to the Daily Mirror telling them everything what had happened there. So it was headlines in the paper. So it wasn't one of those situations that the prison authorities could cover up.
Did it actually sort things out? Did you get better conditions afterwards? Because the papers did know, so they couldn't punish you too much.
Well, it did, but I got shipped out, and you know, they break everyone up then, and so you go to different prisons. I got shipped to Leicester, and my brother got shipped somewhere else. No, he stayed there, my brother stayed there. Fraser got moved, I think, to Parkhurst.
Frankie Fraser.
You know, they all got moved to different places, yeah.
How old were you when you started that sentence then, that first one?
I was about 29 years of age.
And how long of that sentence did you actually serve? Because it was 15 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I'd done about 11 of it because I wasn't the best behaved person in the prison, and I lost 450 days remission.
For what?
For various escapades.
Did you try and escape? Was that?
Yeah, no, when I went to Leicester prison, there was a little escape plot which I took part in, and it entailed tying up a couple of the staff, which was done quite successfully. A bit of plaster over their mouth and stuck them in the corner like two turkeys, if you like. And then we had a ladder, 2 ladders, which they asked us to make a cabinet for our vest pants and things like that, which we did make the cabinet, but it was 2 26-foot ladders. Because when they was taken out, the top row was a bit smaller than the one underneath, and they all slotted in together, and we had 2 ladders. One went up to the top of the wire. We was in a prison within a prison, double category A, so it was very high security. Everything was, you know, very high security. So it was, you know, difficult for us to get these things done, but we managed to do it. And we got outside, put the ladder up to the wire. We'd already measured this distance between the bottom of the wall and the top of the railings. And so we knew that the ladder would fit, but the person who was on the, I went up the top first ladder, set with a gym mat, squashed the barbed wire down, set on it, waiting for the next ladder to come up. We were going to go from the top of the wire to the wall. But it was tipped over when there was still 8 foot this end, and it scraped the wall the other side. The person on the bottom of the ladder, I don't think had his heart in it very well, and he really caused us a problem. If it had been Tommy Wisby, one of the train robbers, or someone like that, we would have been successful, I think.
Was there someone waiting on the other side of the wall for you? Had you got all that planned as well?
I had 2 cars waiting on the other side of the wall, yeah.
So when they caught you for that, that's what you got extra time on your sentence for as well? And that made
you... so I got extra time on for that, and then obviously after that there was a lot of confusion and a lot of bitterness in the prison. So they was giving it to us, if you like, and we was giving it back. So we did put a book in the door, slammed the door, which buckled the door. So we ruined the wing, and you know, lots of things. So you lost remission over it, you lost this, that. It was continuous aggravation. And then I got moved to Parkhurst prison, which was the best prison of the lot. And most of the train robbers was there. And it was like party time, honestly, when we got there. And I very successful there. He was there, Reggie Kray. Reggie Kray was with me anyway. And we was there for, I don't know, about maybe 18 months or something like that. And then I got shipped out again one morning, back to Leicester prison, which of all places I didn't want to go to, because in the meantime my brother had been into Leicester prison and he had put a pot of sewage over the PO's head. So I was going back into the frying pan, if you like, when I went back there. So of all places that I didn't want to go, I was there. Anyway, I managed to survive it all. I was in a chokey block there in the dark days, and
what's the chokey block? What is that? The chokey block? Is that
chokey block? Was when you're deprived of all your privileges and things